The 1985 D. Washington Quarter is part of the long-running Washington Quarter series, a denomination first introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th birthday of George Washington, the first President of the United States. By 1985, the Washington Quarter had already been in circulation for over 5 decades and had become one of the most widely used coins in American commerce. The D Mint mark on your coin indicates that it was struck at the Denver Mint, one of the primary coin-producing facilities of the United States Mint. In 1985, the Denver Mint produced a very large number of quarters, over 700 million pieces, meaning the coin is common in circulated grades but can carry a modest premium if found in uncirculated, untitled, likely meaning untouched or uncirculated, condition. An uncirculated 1985 D quarter is one that has never entered general circulation and therefore retains its original mint luster, sharp detail, and lack of wear on high points such as Washington's hair and the eagle's breast feathers. The obverse front of the 1985 D quarter features the left-facing bust of George Washington. The word Liberty appears prominently above his head, and the national motto, "In God We Trust," is inscribed to the left of his portrait. The date, 1985, appears at the bottom, with a small D Mint mark positioned just to the right of the date. The design is based on a sculpt by John Flanagan, whose initials JF appear subtly on the coin. The reverse, back, design, used from 1932 until 1998, shows a heraldic eagle with wings spread, perched on a bundle of arrows symbolizing strength and readiness to defend the nation. Beneath the arrows are 2 olive branches symbolizing peace. Above the eagle are the words United States of America, and below it is the denomination quarter dollar. The Latin motto E pluribus unum, meaning out of many one, appears above the eagle's head, emphasizing unity among the states. By 1985, U.S. quarters were composed of a copper-nickel-clad composition introduced in 1965, replacing the earlier 90% silver alloy. The coin consists of an outer layer of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core. It weighs approximately 5.67 grams and has a diameter of 24.3 millimeters, with a reeded, grooved edge designed both for aesthetic appeal and as a historical anti-counterfeiting measure dating back to the era when coins contained precious metals. Because it contains no silver, the 1985 D quarter's intrinsic metal value is minimal. Its value is primarily as legal tender, 25 cents, or as a collectible in higher grades. In uncirculated condition, a 1985 D quarter may show bright, cartwheel-style mint luster when tilted under light. Collectors grade coins using the Sheldon scale from 1 to 70, with mint state, MS, grades ranging from MS 60 to MS 70. A typical uncirculated 1985 D quarter might grade MS 63 to MS 65 if well preserved. Only coins with exceptional strike quality, no visible contact marks, and strong luster approach higher grades like MS 67 or above, and those can command significantly higher prices among collectors. However, because of the very high mintage, most uncirculated examples are relatively affordable unless certified at the very highest levels by professional grading services. Historically, 1985 falls during a period when the U.S. economy was recovering from early 1980s recession, and coin production numbers reflected strong demand for circulating currency. No major design changes occurred that year for the Washington Quarter series. The 1985 D issue is not known for major varieties or rare mint errors, though minor errors such as off-center strikes, double dies, or clipped planchets can occasionally be found and may increase collector interest. For collectors, storing an uncirculated 1985 D quarter properly is important to preserve its condition. Coins should be kept in acid-free holders, coin flips, or albums designed for long-term storage, and handled only by the edges to prevent fingerprints or surface damage. Cleaning a coin is strongly discouraged, as it can significantly reduce its numismatic value. If a 1985 D quarter remains in pristine mint state condition with full luster and minimal marks, it may be worth a small premium over face value, often a few dollars, depending on grade and market demand. In summary, the 1985 D. Washington quarter is a copper-nickel-clad U.S. 25-cent coin struck at the Denver Mint as part of the long-running Washington Quarter series. It bears the inscriptions Liberty, In God We Trust, United States of America, E Pluribus Unum, and Quarter Dollar, along with the portrait of George Washington and the heraldic eagle reverse design. While common in circulated form, an uncirculated example retains collectible appeal due to its preserved mint condition, historical continuity within the Washington Quarter series, and representation of mid-1980s American coinage. Next top. The 1986 D. United States Quarter Dollar is part of the long-running Washington Quarter series, one of the most recognized and widely used coins in American history. This quarter features the portrait of George Washington, the first president of the United States, whose image has appeared on the quarter since 1932. The D. Mint mark on the 1986 coin indicates it was struck at the Denver Mint, one of the major production facilities operated by the United States Mint. The Denver Mint has been producing coins since 1906 and is known for minting large quantities of circulating coinage for use throughout the western United States. In 1986, hundreds of millions of quarters were struck in Denver, making the 1986 D quarter a common date in circulated grades, but still collectible in uncirculated, untouched, or mint state condition. The obverse front of the 1986 D quarter displays a left-facing bust of George Washington. Above his head is the word Liberty, while the national motto, In God We Trust, appears to the left of his portrait. The date, 1986, is positioned below, and the small d mint mark appears to the right of the date. The design was created by sculptor John Flanagan, whose initials JF are subtly located near the base of Washington's neck. This portrait design was first introduced in 1932 to commemorate Washington's 200th birthday and remained in use on the quarter until the reverse design changed in 1999 for the State Quarters program, while the obverse portrait was slightly modified later. The reverse back of the 1986 D quarter features the classic heraldic eagle design used from 1932 to 1998. The eagle is shown with wings spread wide, symbolizing strength and freedom. It stands perched on a bundle of arrows, representing the nation's readiness to defend itself, while two olive branches below the arrows symbolize peace. Above the eagle's head appears the Latin motto, E Pluribus Unum, meaning, out of many, one, expressing the unity of the states. Around the upper rim is the inscription, United States of America, and below the eagle is the denomination quarter dollar. This reverse design reflects traditional American symbolism and national identity. By 1986, U.S. quarters were made of a copper-nickel-clad composition, a format introduced in 1965 when rising silver prices led to the removal of silver from circulating dimes and quarters. The 1986 D quarter is composed of outer layers of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core. It weighs approximately 5.67 grams, has a diameter of 24.3 millimeters, and features a reeded, grooved edge. The reeded edge was originally intended to prevent the shaving of precious metal from silver coins, but it continues as a traditional design element even though the coin no longer contains silver. Because the 1986 D quarter contains no precious metal, its intrinsic metal value is low, and its worth is based primarily on face value or collectible condition. In terms of mintage, the Denver Mint produced well over 500 million quarters in 1986, ensuring widespread circulation. As a result, circulated examples are extremely common and generally worth only 25 cents. However, uncirculated coins, those that have never entered circulation and still retain full mint luster, can carry a premium among collectors. Uncirculated coins are graded on the Sheldon scale from 1 to 70, with mint state, MS, grades ranging from MS 60 to MS 70. A typical uncirculated 1986 D quarter might grade MS 63 to MS 65, showing bright cartwheel luster but minor contact marks from mint handling. Higher grade examples, such as MS 67 or above, are much scarcer and can command significantly higher prices, especially if professionally certified by grading services. The year 1986 is also historically significant in U.S. numismatics because it marked the debut of the American Silver Eagle bullion coin program, although this was separate from circulating quarters. During the mid-1980s, the U.S. economy was experiencing growth after earlier recession years, and coin production remained strong to meet commercial demand. The 1986 D quarter itself does not have any widely recognized major varieties, but minor mint errors, such as off-center strikes, die cracks, clipped planchets, or double die features, can occasionally be found and may increase collector interest. For collectors wishing to preserve an uncirculated 1986 D quarter, proper storage is essential. Coins should be handled only by the edges to prevent fingerprints and stored in acid-free holders, coin flips, or albums designed specifically for long-term coin preservation. Cleaning a coin is not recommended, as it can damage the surface and reduce its numismatic value. Maintaining the original mint luster and surface quality is crucial for preserving higher grades. In summary, the 1986 United States quarter dollar is a copper-nickel-clad 25-cent coin struck at the Denver Mint as part of the enduring Washington Quarter series. The 1992 United States quarter dollar is part of the long-running Washington Quarter program, one of the most recognized coins in American history. The Washington Quarter series began in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of the birth of George Washington, and it permanently replaced the earlier standing Liberty Quarter design. The 1992 issue was struck during the original Washington Quarter era, 1932 to 1998, before the state quarters program began in 1999. The P Mint mark on your coin indicates it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. Prior to 1980, Philadelphia coins typically carried no mint mark, but by 1992 the P Mint mark was standard on quarters produced there. The obverse front of the 1992 P quarter features a left-facing portrait of George Washington, designed by sculptor John Flanagan. Above Washington's head appears the word Liberty, reflecting a foundational American value. To the left of the portrait is the national motto, "In God We Trust," which first appeared on U.S. coins during the Civil War era and became mandatory on most denominations by the mid-20th century. Below the portrait is the date, 1992. The small P Mint mark appears to the right of Washington's ponytail. The design is dignified and classical, inspired partly by a bust of Washington originally created by French sculptor Jean-Antoine Houdon in the 18th century. The reverse back of the 1992 quarter shows an eagle with outstretched wings perched on a bundle of arrows, symbolizing strength and readiness to defend the nation, while olive branches beneath the arrows represent peace. Above the eagle appears United States of America, and below it is the denomination quarter dollar. The Latin phrase e pluribus unum, meaning out of many one, is displayed above the eagle's head. This motto refers to the union of the original states forming one nation. The reverse design was also created by John Flanagan and remained in use until it was replaced in 1999 by individual state designs. In terms of composition, the 1992 P quarter is a clad coin, meaning it is made from a sandwich of metals rather than solid silver. Since 1965, regular circulation quarters have consisted of an outer layer of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core. The coin weighs approximately 5.67 grams, measures 24.26 millimeters in diameter, and has a reeded, ridged edge. The reeded edge originally served as an anti-counterfeiting and anti-clipping measure when coins were made of precious metals. By 1992, the quarter had no silver content for circulation strikes, although special 90% silver-proof versions were produced for collectors as part of U.S. mint-proof sets. An untilled quarter likely means an uncirculated coin, one that has never been used in everyday transactions. An uncirculated 1992 P quarter retains its original mint luster, showing a bright, reflective surface with no wear on the high points of the design. Such coins may come directly from mint rolls, mint sets, or original bank-wrapped rolls saved by collectors. In grading terms, uncirculated coins are rated from MS 60 to MS 70 mint state. Most 1992 P quarters found in rolls grade between MS 60 and MS 65, while exceptionally well-preserved examples with strong strike and minimal marks can achieve higher grades. The mintage of the 1992 P Washington quarter was high, with hundreds of millions struck for circulation, as quarters are heavily used in commerce, vending machines, laundromats, and parking meters. Because of this large mintage, circulated examples are extremely common and generally worth only face value, 25 cents. Uncirculated examples typically carry a small premium, often between $1 and $5 depending on condition. Coins graded MS 67 or higher by professional grading services can command significantly higher prices due to rarity in top condition. The 1992 P quarter is not considered rare, but high-grade examples with strong eye appeal are desirable to registry set collectors. In 1992, the United States Mint also began producing commemorative coins for special events and continued issuing annual proof sets. The proof version of the 1992 quarter, struck at the San Francisco Mint with an S Mint mark, features a mirror-like background and frosted devices. Some 1992 proof quarters were struck in 90% silver as part of special silver proof sets, marking the Mint's reintroduction of silver for collector editions. Historically, the Washington quarter design reflects American continuity and national identity. From 1932 until 1998, the reverse design remained unchanged, making it one of the longest-running coin designs in U.S. history. In 1999, the program transitioned to the 50-state quarters series, which revitalized public interest in coin collecting. Thus, the 1992 P quarter represents the final decade of the original Washington quarter era before that major change. In summary, the 1992 P Washington quarter, with the next top. The 1995 P United States quarter dollar is part of the long-running Washington quarter, one of the most familiar and widely collected coins in American numismatic history. This series began in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of the birth of George Washington and was intended originally as a one-year commemorative design, but it proved so popular that it permanently replaced the earlier standing Liberty quarter. The 1995 issue belongs to the final years of the original Washington quarter design that ran from 1932 through 1998, just before the introduction of the state quarters program in 1999. The P Mint mark on the 1995 quarter indicates that it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Before 1980, coins from Philadelphia typically bore no mint mark, but by 1995 the P Mint mark had become standard on quarters produced there. The obverse front of the 1995 P quarter features a dignified left-facing portrait of George Washington, designed by American sculptor John Flanagan. Flanagan design was based in part on a famous bust of Washington created in 1786 by French sculptor Jean-Antoine Houdon. Above Washington's head appears the inscription Liberty, representing one of the core principles upon which the United States was founded. To the left of the portrait is the motto, "In God We Trust," a phrase that first appeared on U.S. coins during the Civil War era and became a required inscription on most denominations in the 20th century. Below Washington's image is the date, 1995, and, to the right of his ponytail, is the P Mint mark. The overall style of the obverse is neoclassical, with clean lines and balanced proportions that have given the design a timeless quality for decades. The reverse, back, of the 1995 quarter displays a heraldic eagle with wings spread wide, perched upon a bundle of arrows. The arrows symbolize strength and readiness to defend the nation, while olive branches beneath them signify peace. Above the eagle is the inscription, United States of America, and below appears the denomination, quarter dollar. Centered above the eagle's head is the Latin motto, E pluribus unum, meaning, out of many one. This phrase reflects the union of the states into a single nation. Like the obverse, the reverse was designed by John Flanagan and remained unchanged from 1932 until the end of the original series in 1998, making it one of the longest-running reverse designs in U.S. coinage history. In terms of composition, the 1995 P quarter is a copper-nickel-clad coin. Since 1965, Circulating quarters have been struck using a layered construction consisting of an inner core of pure copper bonded between outer layers made of 75% copper and 25% nickel. This composition was introduced after rising silver prices made it impractical to continue producing circulating quarters in 90% silver. The 1995 P quarter weighs approximately 5.67 grams, has a diameter of 24.26 millimeters, and features a ridged edge. The ridged edge historically served to prevent the shaving or clipping of precious metal from coins, though by 1995 it was primarily a traditional design feature and anti-counterfeiting measure. Regular 1995 P quarters contain no silver, although special proof versions in 90% silver were produced for collectors.